guys, Jake here, and welcome to part 4 of the My Dream Desk PC 2020 series, the finale. Alright, so I know it's been a while, but I am finally back with the final video of the My Dream Desk PC 2020 series, so let's jump right into it. So in this video, I am going to cover all of the challenges that we had, as well as everything that actually went well for us, and then also I'm going to show you some of those glorious B-roll shots that everyone loves to see. Okay, so the first challenge that we had was deciding how we were going to actually put the glass on top of the desk. We were deciding whether we could put holes in the glass and then use like a hinge system so we could lift it up and down. But then we thought the glass might be too heavy, and then we would also have to drill holes into the glass, which would be very expensive and difficult to do. So what we ended up doing was installing these little metal borders that go around 3 sides. And then the glass just rests on those that are then drilled into the MDF. What's great about those is that on the underside of those, we put the RGB strips. As you can see behind me over there, we have some RGB strips that go under there, so those can serve as a dual purpose. But it is a bit tough to pull the glass in and out, because sometimes you have to lift it up and sometimes it scrapes the paint. So yeah, that was one of our biggest challenges. Another challenge that we had was the actual RGB strips, because we wanted them cut to a custom length, which you can cut any RGB strip along the copper part. There's usually a little scissors icon, so you can cut those, but the connectors that you use to connect them together are actually like very finicky and are hard to get working, so it took us a really long time and many RGB strips to get that to finally work, but when we did, it looks really nice. The next challenge that we had was actually software related, because I use Final Cut Pro 10 to edit all of my videos and do other video work. I like to use Mac OS as well, because of iMessage and stuff like that. I like to use Mac OS, but obviously this is a Windows PC, so you can't install Mac OS on it. So what I did was I Hackintoshed it, but I was having trouble because I did a Hackintosh and Windows. I dual booted them on one SSD, but that does not really go well together. I know there are ways to get it to work, but it was just getting too difficult that I just ended up having to install Windows on one SSD and then Mac OS on another, and still to this day, after 6 months now, I'm still trying to get the Hackintosh to work, because sometimes the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi work, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the sound works, sometimes it doesn't, so it's very tricky to get that to work correctly. Another thing with the Hackintosh is that since my Intel 10900K and my Asus motherboard were so new at the time, there wasn't really Hackintosh support for it, and there wasn't support forums to go to either, because no one really had those CPUs, because at the time they were really hard to get. So that's another reason why it has taken so long for me to get that to work. Another challenge that we had, and that we actually still have right now, is that the fans, there is no filtration system for those, so dust gets in the PC really easily. So I'm going to work over the next couple of months of figuring out some way to get some sort of filters for them, but because they are circular and they're not super big, I'd have to get filters for each one. So right now we actually just have these metal grills, as you guys can see, so that no one can stick their fingers in, because otherwise that would hurt. So we have those to make sure no one sticks their fingers in accidentally and to keep some dust out, but we definitely have to figure out some sort of filtration system so that no dust gets in there. The final challenge that I had was that I bought this LG Ultrafine 5K monitor on eBay. I think I got a really good deal on it, so I decided to buy it. But my motherboard doesn't have a Thunderbolt port on it, so I actually had to buy a Thunderbolt add-in card from Asus that was pretty much brand new, so there wasn't a ton of support for it, and I still can't get the webcam, speakers, microphone, or USB-C ports on the back of the monitor to actually work, even on Windows or Mac, even though I do have all the correct drivers installed. But I am happy that I'm able to get that full 5K resolution, both on Windows and Mac OS. So although we did have all of those challenges, we also had some great things go our way as well. Like for one, the desk is built really solid. No issues with that. Everything stuck together with the wood glue that we used on the MDF. So we don't really have any issues there, which is really great. Something else that went well is that all of the PC parts that came in worked. There were no issues with any of them. I didn't have to return anything, which was really great as well. The only thing was I did have to wait a couple of months on my power supply because at that time there was a power supply shortage, but there wasn't a graphics card supply shortage at the time. They were running a bit low, but I was able to get my graphics card for regular price at MSRP. And the last couple of things that went well was that most of the RGB components, the colors match up pretty well, so that everything looks great. So all these fans are pretty much the same color, as well as the RGB strips. And I do like having those addressable fans as well, so we can have some cool effects running. I don't have them at the moment, but I have a nice blue on there. And then also for video editing in Final Cut Pro, everything renders like really quickly. Transcoding does a great job with that, and I'm able to just scrub through pretty great. And then also for gaming, I'm able to get some pretty high frame rates in some games. I didn't run any benchmarks, but everything seems to run pretty great. So I would definitely suggest the parts that I used in the system, but you can also check them out in parts 1, 2, and 3 of the My Dream Desk PC 2020 series, which will definitely be linked down in the description, so I recommend go checking those out if you have not. So the total cost for the desk was about $800, and the total cost of the actual PC parts were about $2,500. If you want a full breakdown of the parts, make sure to check out the Amazon links down in the description. Thank you so much again to Nick from Mansfield Fine Furniture for helping us build this desk. We definitely would not have been able to do it without you, or if we did, it definitely would not have turned out like this, because this is amazing. Make sure to go follow him on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can also check out his website, which will be linked down in the description. If you guys haven't already, please make sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at thetechprofJB, and if you want to join our community, head over to thetechprofessor.net. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button, as well as the subscribe button and that little bell notification icon right next to that. And I'm Jake, the Tech Professor, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.